Right now at noon, a deadly shooting in downtown Portland, what we know as the investigation continues. And a popular beauty chain targeted in a string of thefts. How much police say thieves stole. Plus, high-stakes meetings with world leaders, what we learned from talks with Ukraine and Russia as peace takes center stage with Israel. And later, some of the new laws taking effect in Oregon and Washington in 2026 that you need to know about. Thanks so much for joining us here at noon. I'm Stephanie Domerat. Our top story today, Portland police are investigating a shooting that killed one man and injured another. This happened around 11:45 last night on Southwest Ankeny Street in downtown Portland. Police say they found two victims. One died at the scene. The other was taken to a hospital. No arrests have been made so far. Anyone with information is asked to contact Portland police. Meanwhile, in Clark County, investigators are looking into what happened after two Vancouver police officers shot and killed a man Saturday night after a disturbance call. Officers responded to a report of a man outside a home on Northeast 46th Street, pointing a gun at a woman inside. When officers arrived, police say the man with the gun confronted them, leading two officers to fire their weapons, hitting him. He was taken to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. We spoke with his neighbor.
At first I thought maybe it was fireworks because it's getting close to the New Year's, and but then when my daughter woke up and she called 911 and she said she heard a lady screaming. Pretty shocking for this neighborhood. It's not, I've never really seen anything like this before here.
The two officers who fired their weapons and a third who witnessed the shooting are on leave, which is standard protocol. A homicide investigation is underway after a person was found dead in a car outside a Hillsborough home. Officers were called around 3 in the afternoon to a home near Southeast 18th Avenue off TV Highway. That's where they found the body of a person in a car. Nearly 2 hours later, police arrested a suspect during a traffic stop nearby. Hillsborough police are asking for any witnesses to come forward. 3 suspects are facing charges in a string of retail thefts at Ulta beauty stores in Multnomah County. Court records show thieves stole tens of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. Jake Holter has the details.
A months-long crime spree comes to an end for 3 suspects. 29-year-old Ollie Brumfield, 39-year-old Christina Stern, and 41-year-old Marissa Aguilera all arrested last week for what authorities say is a long string of thefts at Ulta beauty stores.
With the help of detectives and our community safety specialists, this team made a great case and was able to identify 3 suspects that did approximately $25,000 worth of theft between July and December.
The team reviewed Ulta's online theft reporting system and security camera footage, as well as loss prevention reports. In each incident, the assigned officer reports that the suspects entered the store, select merchandise, conceal the merchandise, and exit the store, ignoring alarms. The report shows they commonly used bags to hide the goods, but in one case, even used a stroller. Officer Jerem Swayze with the Gresham Police Department says these incidents would fall under organized theft.
There's a lot of one-offs where you have people coming in and stealing from stores, and then you do have cases where there's repeated offenders, and they oftentimes hit in the whole region.
The 19 Ulta thefts occurred across 3 stores in the Portland metro, the most at the Gresham location, which was hit at least 10 times. The Cascade Station location and the Jansen Beach location also hit. A total of nearly $27,000 worth of merchandise stolen.
They'll make a job of it, basically going around the whole Portland metro area, hitting all the particular stores.
Brumfield and Stern have each been charged with organized retail theft, theft in the first degree, and aggravated theft in the first degree. Aguilera has been charged with organized retail theft and aggravated theft in the first degree. Swayze adds that Multnomah County's new organized retail theft task force adds another layer of protection to some businesses.
We do retail theft missions where we are proactively waiting for theft to occur. And in those cases, we're in the real-time information center getting ready, prepared with officers in place and ready to take care of and reduce the theft by taking these suspects immediately into custody.
Jake Holter, KGW News.
Days after a Christmas Day fire damaged Reformation Covenant Church in Oregon City, parishioners gathered at Trinity Lutheran Church. No one was hurt in the fire, but it did cause major damage to the roof and inside. The pastor said holding service at Trinity felt like home.
You know, we had several churches in Oregon City reaching out almost immediately, even on Christmas Day. So we've been overwhelmed with gratitude from our brothers and sisters in the area, and it just so happened that the same church that we bought our building from, 25 years ago was one of the first ones to reach out.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. All right, let's get a check of your weather on this Monday. Let's head over to the Weather Center. Hey, Rod.
Hey, all is nice outside.
Nice.
I mean, it's a little cool, but hey, it's December, right?
Yes.
You know what we did this morning, Stephanie? We got down to freezing, which is not unusual, of course, for this time of the year. What is unusual is it's only the second morning this entire month, which is almost over, that we have gotten down to freezing. We've had so many rainy days, the night after night, we've been closer to 40. But this morning, all dry and down to 32. 29 was the low in Hillsboro. In some cases, the official report may actually adjust these numbers down 1 degree. 29 in Vancouver, 32 in Aurora. Hillsboro was 29. We had above freezing at the beach. In fact, Tillamook was 34, a bit inland, but sometimes Tillamook gets down to freezing on these cold, dry nights as well. The cloudiness we have, not from an incoming weather system, but basically a little spill from the upper level flow pattern. If you look around, it's kind of a mid to high level deck of thin cloudiness. We are completely dry across Oregon and Washington. We're dealing with partly to mostly sunny skies. We are watching an east wind. This is not reporting a gust currently, but the winds have been gusting to about 30 miles per hour in proximity out to the gorge. Some quick cameras for you. Beautiful at the beach, Nookwinds Casino Resort in Lincoln City. Folks out enjoying the Oregon Zoo. And there's downtown Portland. Temperatures are in the low 40s right now. We'll be up into the mid 40s at 2 o'clock. All dry, 40 at 7 p.m. Again, another cold night coming tonight. The pattern actually changes on New Year's Day. We'll have that forecast for you coming up shortly.
Okay, we'll see you then, Rod. Thank you. Let's get you a look at our national headlines this afternoon. The second pilot involved in a mid-air helicopter crash in New Jersey has died. 65-year-old Kenneth Kirsch survived the crash but died at a hospital this morning. The other pilot, 71-year-old Michael Greenberg, died at the scene. The choppers had just left Hamilton Airport when the crash happened. Both the Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board are investigating what happened. British heavyweight boxer Anthony Joshua was injured in a crash in Nigeria that killed 2 people. These are photos of the crash site. According to NBC News, the car was speeding when it crashed into a parked truck. No one is being charged at this time. Joshua gained a lot of attention in recent weeks after a boxing match on Netflix. A fellow actor is accusing Tyler Perry of sexual assault. Mario Rodriguez, who played a minor role in Perry's 2016 Medea movie, alleges Perry made sexual advances while promising him roles. He's seeking $77 million in damages. Perry's lawyer denies the claims, calling them a, quote, money grab. This is the second time this year Perry has faced similar allegations. Check out this video from Italy of Mount Etna erupting. Look at this. It triggered an aviation warning. The smoke and ash was so intense that scientists issued a red volcano observatory notice over the weekend to warn pilots about visibility issues. It also warned of the possibility of engine failure if ash particles melted inside the hot jet engines. And those are your national headlines. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is meeting with President Donald Trump at his Mar-a-Lago home right now. Now, this comes after the president met with the president of Ukraine and spoke with Russia's president. NBC's Bafta Yimam has the latest from Washington, D.C.
After a nearly 3-hour meeting between President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, the two spoke of progress made, but still no peace plan was finalized.
We had a terrific meeting. We discussed a lot of things. As you know, I had an excellent phone call with President Putin that lasted for over 2 hours. We discussed a lot of points, and I do think we're getting a lot closer.
One of the key issues, security guarantees to help deter further attacks, which Zelensky stressed is critical for lasting peace. He called Sunday's meeting productive.
We have great achievements, 20-point peace plan, 90% agreed, and U.S.-Ukraine security guarantees, 100% agreed. U.S., Europe, Ukraine security guarantees, almost agreed. Military dimension, 100% agreed.
As for the ongoing battle over land, that still remains unresolved.
Have you agreed on the so-called free trade zone on Donbas? how to separate the sites, how to make the separation line, who will be responsible.
The word
for
agreed
that.
is too strong. I would say not agreed, but we're getting closer to an agreement on that.
While the president says Russia wants a deal to happen, he made it clear that Russia did not agree to a temporary ceasefire ahead of any peace deal. More bilateral talks and larger meetings are expected in January.
And we agreed that our teams will meet in upcoming weeks to finalize all discussed matters. And we agreed with President Trump that he will host us and maybe in Washington, European leaders and Ukrainian delegation.
President Trump avoided laying out a hard deadline, but indicated they'll know in a few weeks where things stand. In Washington, Bofta Imam, NBC News.